Some lollipops found at a central Kentucky high school have now led to a police investigation. Why school leaders think this candy wasn't a treat.
The homeless in Jessamine County will soon have a place to stay thanks to some hardworking people in the community.
And the Cats are off to a great start as a new UK basketball season gets underway tonight.
This is WKYT News at 11.
Good evening on this Friday. You will notice the difference tomorrow. Some much colder air moving into the bluegrass.
And that will include a hard freeze. We begin tonight with WKYT Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey and your no-wait weather forecast.
Yeah, next couple of mornings, those numbers will drop to freezing or below. And in some cases tomorrow morning, a couple of upper 20s may even show up. High pressure, the name of the weekend weather game. That's on top of the Minneapolis area now. And by tomorrow night into Sunday morning, that same high will be right on top of central and eastern Kentucky. That continues to filter in some colder air. If you were out this evening, you noticed that it got a whole lot colder here over the past hour or two compared to what you were going out the door with a few hours ago. Defender radar network is high and dry, so the high is the good guy in terms of the nice weather, the bad guy in terms of the nice weather too. What? We need the rain out there. Unfortunately, we don't have anything coming down the road over the weekend to give us any rain. We may try to change that up a little bit early parts of next week. Low 40s right now with some of the valleys already reaching the upper 30s. Upper 20s to low 30s tomorrow morning. Turning into a chilly but a nice afternoon, upper 40s and low 50s. Guys, coming up in 10 minutes, we'll walk you through a new hour-by-hour forecast that tries to bring a little rain into parts of the state early next week.
Chris, thank you. They may have looked like a sweet treat at first, but tonight investigators say some lollipops seized at Woodford County High School could have actually been something else.
And they're trying to figure out if the lollipops were laced with marijuana. New tonight, WKYT's Monique Blair talked to parents and students. It's our top story at 11.
There's a lot of people like selling lollipops or something, and I was walking at the hallway the other day and they were just like selling it, and I was confused. I was like, what are y'all doing?
Woodford County High School freshman Tamia Granville is talking about an incident that happened at her school last week.
When people are like surrounded around each other, I know it's bad, so I just walked away.
I spoke on the phone with Woodford County Superintendent Scott Hawkins. He told me less than 10 students were caught with what he believes were marijuana-laced lollipops.
Honestly, I wasn't too surprised because that drug specifically is popular.
Superintendent Hawkins told me some of the students were either in possession of the lollipops or distributing them. He says the school followed the code of conduct regarding punishing the students who were involved.
It's terrible, you know, and I would hope that nobody would have anything to do with it, any kind of drugs.
I mean, they should probably be suspended. I don't know that I'd come down any harder than them on that right now.
It shouldn't be just like, you know, it's no big deal. It shouldn't be like that because it is a drug. It is illegal in Kentucky.
Superintendent Hawkins tells me the Versailles Police Department did send those lollipops off to be tested at this time. There is no word on when those results will be back in. In Woodford County, Monique Blair, WKYT.
The superintendent says he is not sure where the lollipops initially came from.
New tonight, 4 people will have to find another place to stay for now after a fire at their Lexington apartment building. The fire started just after 5 this afternoon on Sterlington Road off Yellowstone Parkway. Firefighters say when they arrived, they had to use thermal imaging cameras to find the fire, which was inside the walls of the building. No one was injured. Firefighters say there are 4 units in the building, but only 3 were occupied. They think the fire was accidental. Tonight, friends are remembering a man police say died in a crash caused by a suspected drunk driver. That crash happened overnight on Athens-Boonesboro Road at Hayes Boulevard. Lexington police say a car T-boned a truck, killing the driver of the truck, 23-year-old Robert Hattler. Friends say he was heading home from working a double shift at his family's business. They say he took great pride in his work.
Someone who, once he got his mindset to it, he was going to make sure that he did it and did it the right way. Just give it his all at whatever he did and made sure that it's 100% committed to it.
Police arrested the driver of the car, 24-year-old Alexandria Rankin, and charged her with manslaughter and DUI.
Protecting those without a home. That's what a group of people in Jessamine County has been working to do, and the hard work is paying off. Next week, a homeless shelter will open in Nicholasville, and supporters say it will serve an important need in the community. WKYT's Garrett Weimer has our story new at 11.
Outside, it's quiet. Inside, volunteers are working hard.
As of August 1st, we didn't have a ditch dug or a wall up. Everything that's inside this building has happened in the last 90 days, literally.
The shelter is scheduled to open Monday, and Johnny Templin says it'll be ready. Shelter leaders sure are ready.
Oh yeah, very, very excited because just seeing it day by day, it's overwhelming, and I can literally can't stand still from it.
Those involved say on the streets here in Jessamine County, there's a real need for this shelter. That's why they're so excited to open its doors.
We are the second largest county in the state of Kentucky without any type of homeless shelter. And then when we come down here,
it still has to pass 3 inspections, but Templin doesn't anticipate any problems. They've already overcome several hurdles along the way.
What a huge testament to what God can do. I mean, in May we was broke, not even an organization, and here we are already open right in the nick of winter and debt-free and ready to go.
A place for those in need to eat, sleep, shower, and get back on their feet. It's a mission these folks can't wait to start. But first, a little more work to do. In Jessamine County, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
The shelter will host a dinner and open house tomorrow to help raise some money. We have some information on our website and the WKYT News app.
The wait is over for UK basketball fans. A new season began tonight at Rupp Arena, and the Cats are off to a great start. WKYT's Brian Milam joins us now with highlights of tonight's game. Hello, Brian.
Hello, everybody. John Calipari's team entered tonight ranked number 2 in the nation, loaded with spectacular talent facing Stephen F. Austin. The first basket of the season. Who's your bet? Derek Willis is the winner off the inbounds. Willis is found. He had 15 points. Defense leading to offense. Isaac Humphreys with the strip. Willis down to court to De'Aaron Fox, who leaves it for Winion Gabriel on the lob. Fox with 12 assists, and he had a double-double. Cats by 12 with the first. Isaiah Briscoe, that nice little soft layup. UK leading 48-32 at the half. Foul trouble hounded Bam Adebayo tonight, but he gets free. On the break, slams his first basket as a Wildcat. He only had 5 points. Isaiah Briscoe, just an excellent night. Fox, another assist. Over to Isaiah, rips the 3. Briscoe, a team-high 17. Yeah, he knows it. Look at that. Yeah. UK wins 87-64. Fox and Briscoe leading the way. And in game time, a complete recap from the Cats season opener as we go to Rupp Arena. Sam and Amber, back to you.
Brian, thanks so much. It is a food drive on wheels. In 7 minutes, how some bike riders will help feed families in need.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey.
Big area of high pressure coming out of Canada into the eastern part of the United States. That is bringing a shot of very cold air across the eastern part of the country. Cold for this fall. How about that? It's normal in just about any other fall. That area of high pressure right on top of the Minneapolis area. Cold weather to the east of that into the 20s. The problem with this high coming out of Canada, Canada's pretty warm right now, so it does not have a whole lot of really true cold or even Arctic air to deal with. So it's a seasonal chill, but you notice how the winds go around clockwise, that flow coming from high pressure. So the colder air is diving in from the Buckeye States. So you look to your northeast, that's where the air is coming from, and you can see that flow with temperatures chilling down from northeast to southwest all evening long. A lot of low 40s out there now, transitioning into the upper 30s into a few areas here shortly. Same old Defender Radar Network, nothing to talk about. That won't change tomorrow. Upper 20s, low 30s in the morning, upper 40s, low 50s tomorrow afternoon. But if you're planning a Saturday evening out on the town, let's face it, it's a Saturday evening. Of course you've got something in the works. How about low 30s by this time tomorrow night with mainly clear skies? Hour by hour forecast. We've taken this through the weekend and having expanded it now into the day on Monday. Start you out tomorrow morning, high 20s, low 30s. We'll scrape a little frost off some of the windshields. Tomorrow midday, mid and upper 40s to low 50s tomorrow afternoon. We've got the clouds on here. We're just not finding any clouds. 8 o'clock tomorrow evening, 37 degrees. Tomorrow night at this time, we are pushing the freezing mark, and upper 20s will show up into Sunday morning. A little bit of a change does begin to show up now deep into Sunday. 50s for a high, mid and upper 50s on Sunday. Looks absolutely gorgeous. You want to get a jump on some of those Christmas lights outside? It's be a good weekend to do that. The weather looks really good. Why not? 11 o'clock Sunday evening, upper 30s. Now watch the change into southeastern Kentucky on Monday. Notice how we have a pocket of cold air in the north, but clouds keeping the temperatures up across the southeast. Monday afternoon, fingers crossed, there's a little disturbance across the Carolinas that tries to edge far enough to the northwest to bring a shower threat into southeastern Kentucky. It's a very close line that we are walking with that type of a setup. So a lot of that may bypass the Bluegrass State just to the east, but southeastern Kentucky, you'll take whatever you can get, and we at least have a chance into the early part of next week. Let's look a week from now. We're likely to see a milder surge of air followed by a big dip in the jet stream. This is 1 week from tonight, when I suspect that when you watch me this time next week, we're going to be talking about a big temperature plunge that is on the way after a very mild Thursday and Friday. Colder air, dip in the jet stream. See how those lines drop in Saturday into Sunday, and we'll see what else that pattern can deliver across the eastern part of the country. But that looks to be a healthy shot of some cold air, and it will feel even colder considering Thursday and Friday of next week may make a run into the low and mid 60s. But this weekend, guys, it's all about the hard freeze over the next couple of mornings.
Get out the winter coat.
Yeah,
you're going to be out early.
That's right.
Thanks, Chris.
Dozens of people in Lexington will be riding their bikes for a good cause tomorrow. Broom Wagon Coffee and Bikes on North Limestone has organized Cranksgiving. Now, here's how it works. Riders will travel to different places around the city to buy canned food items from a list. All of the food collected will be donated to God's Pantry Food Bank. Lexington is one of more than 80 cities taking part in Cranksgiving.
It shows people that they can use a bike to just do day-to-day errands. It also gets people together with other folks on bicycle. So it's just really good to generate goodwill and also generate interest in cycling in Lexington.
Registration begins at 2 tomorrow afternoon at Thoroughbred Park. The ride from 2:30 to 5. There will be a celebration at Broom Wagon on North Limestone after the ride, and prizes awarded to the cyclists.
They better dress warm tomorrow for sure. The college basketball season started tonight, and both the UK men and women were in action. Brian and Lee Kay have all your highlights next in Game Time.
Hello, everyone, and welcome into WKYT Game Time. I'm Lee K. Howard alongside the very prestigious Brian Milam. We've got a powered-packed show for you tonight. We will get to the high school football postseason in just a moment.
But first, tonight, the official start of the college basketball season at the D1 level, and we start at Rupp Arena. The Kentucky Wildcats, don't look at me, beginning the season as the #2 team in the AP rankings. UK taking on Stephen F. Austin, and in season openers, the Cats 94-19 all-time, 7-0 under John Calipari, looking to go 8-0, where Derek Willis was putting on a clinic at Rupp Arena in the opening minutes. He scores the season's first basket that takes the pass from the top of the key. Well, he's going to first get the block, then on a three-pointer, then he's going to take the pass, top of the key. He's going to switch to the southpaw for the layup. Willis, what are you talking about? 15 points against the Jacks. Defense leading to offense. Isaac Humphries, the strip. Willis down court to De'Aaron Fox, leaves it for Wynyard Gabriel. Fox with 12 points, 12 assists, a double-double. UK going inside and then outside. They're going to need that outside presence this year. Michael Mulder cans the three-pointer. Kentucky by a baker's dozen, 33-20. Cats by 12 with the first. Isaiah Briscoe, the drive, the soft lay-in. Cats lead 48-32 at halftime. Foul trouble put Bam Adebayo on the bench, but he gets free on the break in the second half. Slams home his first basket as a Wildcat. Bam with only 5 points. De'Aaron Fox, look at him, he sees the floor so well. Isaiah Briscoe wide open. Isaiah for three. He had 17 points, and he knows it was a good night. I don't know about you, but De'Aaron Fox was spectacular with the basketball. Finds the cutting Isaiah Briscoe underneath for the layup. Then Fox one more time. The bullet pass to Isaac Humphries for the flush. Kentucky wins the season opener 87-64. Rob Bromley has more from Rupp Arena.
The Cats started off with an easy win, but John Calipari wasn't all that happy with the defense, and he has a lot of young players. You never know what to expect.
I got on De'Aaron, and he started rebounding at the end of the game. He ended up with 5 rebounds, I think. Is that what he had? 4. But Malik ends up with no rebounds? Come on. Come on, if you can put your head on the rim, you can go in and rebound the ball.
Defensively, I think we did okay. Always room for improvement. Coach watched the whole game, and he's seen it from a coach standpoint. So he said that we need to get a lot better at defense. and that's going to be one of the key things to work on tomorrow in practice.
Now it's a quick turnaround. Canisius here Sunday, and then Michigan State in New York on Tuesday. The Spartans were losers tonight. In Rob Bromley, WKYT.
Thank you, Rob. Meanwhile, just a few blocks away, the UK women opened their season tonight as well, hosting number 14 Miami in the Coliseum. Good crowd on hand tonight. Macy Morris gets things started with a three-pointer, knocks that one down. Glad to see former Anderson County star Mackenzie Cann launches a three from deep. UK had the lead 24-18. Michaela Epps, how good is she? So good at driving the ball. The scoop shot there. And then Epps gets in a little bit of trouble. Out to Jessica Harden, and she pulls the trigger on the three to beat the first half buzzer 38-29. A happy bunch of cats going to the locker room at the break. Third quarter, UK leads 54-51. Epps draws the defense and delivers the dime to Cann, who could shoot at 57-51 Cats. Fourth quarter, UK clinging to that 4-point lead. Epps inside the arc for two, and then Epps in transition. She scores once again. Look at that. She had a big night here. 29 points.
And just when you think she's going to pull it again, she dishes it out to Taylor Murray. That's a team player right there.
I'm telling you what, she is the heart and soul and best player on the floor, and the Kentucky Wildcats are going to need her tonight. Big win for the Cats to open the season 82-66.
EKU with their home opener hosting IUPUI in McBrayer Arena. A lot of fouls in this game. First half, Colonels up 9. Isaac McGlone drives, misses. DeAndre Dishman gets the putback and the aforementioned foul. Dishman not done, eating up the boards. He's going to slam this one back down. And guess what? He's going to get a foul. One more, just why not? McGlone's going to get a foul. EKU in a long game, 97-87. Look at that, 65 fouls. 83 free throws, and EKU was 45 of 56 from the line.
Gonna buy a foul. Georgetown is 4-0 on the season, hosting the Jim Reed Classic versus Midway. First half, Midway's Bryson Harris drives, scores. You heard the whistle, plus the foul. Ties the score at 11 apiece. Georgetown, though, retakes the lead here. Troy Stewart knocks down the pull-up jumper. Stewart finished with 20 points. A few possessions later, Stewart, the lob. Chris Coffey. He likes the strong brew in the morning. The slam is good. Coffey had 13 points, 12 rebounds. Georgetown gets the win, 111-62.
Sanka or Folger?
I don't know, but it was good. When we return, we hit the gridiron with the high school football playoffs. That's coming up next on Game Time. And welcome back now to the high school football playoffs. The shooters are gone. Only a few hunters are left, and a win tonight means you get a berth into the region finals.
That's right. And Tates Creek and Lafayette always playing for the bragging rights in the Roy Walton Bowl during the regular season. Tonight, these two Lexington rivals would play for a spot in the aforementioned region championship round. Lafayette won 50-28 a couple of weeks ago. First quarter, UK commit Walker Wood calling his own number, gets some blocks downfield. And number 9 will go in for 6-7-0 Generals with the kiss. Yes! Still in the first, Wood with the screen pass to Tiandre Newcomb. And he's got blockers. He's going to throw a stiff arm right before he gets to the goal line. Lafayette with a 2-touchdown lead. There's the stiff arm, and it was all Generals. 49-13.
LCA putting its undefeated record on the line against the Somerset team, which has been accustomed to playing on the road in the playoffs. The Jumpers haven't been at home since November of 2012 in the playoffs. The Eagles led the state in scoring at nearly 50 points tonight. Right before halftime, and the Eagles get on the board with a touchdown pass from Braden Miller to Ryan Stuckey. That made it 14-zip LCA, but the Briar Jumpers would come out hot after half, as Mason Reese picks up a third down here, and this would then set up the touchdown as Reese finds Jordan Doan, who runs it into the end zone to cut into that lead. However, LCA is rolling 47-14. And Scott County at home against Connor Cougars. The sign said, "Tell your girlfriends you'll be available next week." Since 1998, the Cards are 24-7 at the home in the playoffs. Cardinals' first drive down to the 1-yard line, and Jacob Burton punches it in from a yard out. Extra point was no good. It was 6-0 Scott County early in the second. This is Josh Davis. He faked the handoff and kept it himself, weaving his way through the Connor defense for the touchdown. That gave Scott County a 13-0 lead. The Connor boys are free for dates next week. Scott County advances 46-19.
Lexington Catholic meeting Bardstown. Hello. The Knights have been in the region final every year since 2005. Had to win tonight to keep that streak going. Second quarter, the Tigers, Santrell Farmer off the play action to Trajan Walls. Catholics lead down 21-7, but the Knights come right back. Austin Pedrouche finds a seam, dangerously switches the ball, but holds on. 28-7 Catholic. Ladies and gentlemen, Lexington Catholic is the real deal. Keith Brinkman going to fight to get into the end zone. The Catholics on a roll big time. They were at 40-7 at the half, and it's all Knights, 53-14.
East Jessamine and Wayne County in the 4A playoffs. The Jags' first ever second-round game at home, first quarter, and looks like it's East Jess's Kyle Gann is going to score the touchdown. But wait, the official would call a holding on the play. Coach, well,
he's not happy.
I don't think he agrees with the call. 3 minutes left in the first, and Wayne County's Lorenzo Lindsay connects with Stetson Simpson for the touchdown, 7-0 Cardinals. And then in the second, the Cardinals would strike again with German Ruiz getting the score right there. And Wayne County wins at 41-20 over East Jessamine.
In 5A, Madison Southern handled Bullitt East last week. This week it's North Bullitt on the docket. First quarter, Southern's Landon Stacy keeps it on the option. Breaks out of the pile. Touchdown Eagles, 7-0. Southern sticking with the ground game. Carter Smith. Simple name, great game. Takes the fullback dive all the way. North Bullitt, however, comes back in a huge way. 54-41 in a shootout.
Past the Bourbon County, started the year 1-4, 5-1 since starting that. Why are you laughing over there? Hosting Ashland, third quarter. Ashland threatening from the 1-yard line. Rick Colburn dived over the pile there. Easy enough for me to say. It was recovered by Daniel Heerblind for Ashland for the touchdown, and they just scored again and again and again. And Ashland gets the win over Bourbon County tonight, 43-13.
In 2A, Danville traveling to Hyden and meeting the Leslie County Eagles, and Tim Couch playing for Leslie. Oh no, he's just being honored. Zach Dampier of the Admirals, the pump fake to David Walker for the touchdown. Eagles answered with their own. Seth Melton, the pump fake, and the Ads bite on it. Tyler Dixon holds it in, goes the distance, but Danville goes on a run, and they win going away in Hyden, 34-10.
On to 15th and Muhammad Ali Boulevard in Louisville. Boyle County met Central in 3A, and we were dancing in the stands. Picking up in the fourth quarter with the Jackets up 24 points, but not for long. Sam Tiller, that's a 30-yard touchdown pass to cut the Jackets' lead to 24-6 after a failed two-point conversion, but it was all Central after that. Boyle County gets stung by the fumble. Central blows out Boyle tonight, 37-6.
Yeah, first play of the game was a scoop and score for Central. At the reservation, Southwestern tangled with North Laurel. Larry French is cold. Third quarter, Trevor Brock takes it in. 27-7 Southwestern. North Laurel's turn. Cole McWhorter. He's going to look downfield, searching, waiting. He's buffering. He's rendering. He's going to throw an interception. And it was all Southwestern. They're in the region final, 41-21.
Larry French was cool, calm, and collected. Finally, Class 5A, Pulaski County looking for another region final berth. The Maroons have to get through Whitley County. Second half, Pulaski on the read option, the gift to Dylan Hopkins for the touchdown. But Jake New, and you knew Jake New would make a highlight here. How about a 36-yard scamper for the score to put Pulaski County on top? It'll be Pulaski and Southwestern in the region finals, 41-28. The Maroons get the win.
And we'll talk some UK football as they take on Tennessee tomorrow. That's next on Game Time. It is a noon kickoff in Knoxville tomorrow. You can see the Cats and the Volunteers at noon on the SEC Network.
And also Saturday, our look at the upcoming UK men's basketball season. UK basketball, the main event comes your way at 8 o'clock right here on your home for the UK sports. WKYT. Big weekend for the Wildcats, especially with that football game tomorrow.
Yeah, haven't beaten Tennessee in Knoxville since 1984. We'll see if they do it tomorrow.